Welcome to the Can't Find It During the Day, Can't Avoid It at Night series. Today we bring you the 2018 best religious horror film Hereditary. The film uses a long build-up to reveal the truth, leaving you deeply unsettled upon reflection. Annie gives a eulogy at her mother's funeral, noticing many unfamiliar faces. Her daughter Charlie behaves strangely. She loves sleeping in the treehouse, cutting off bird heads for crafts, and is often surrounded by an eerie glow. Her son Peter is a troubled youth. Even in class he can't stop staring at girls. At a support group, Annie confides about her family's tragedies. Her mother had dissociative identity disorder, and her father and brother both died from mental illness. One day, Peter takes Charlie to a party. On the way, they pass a telephone pole with a mysterious symbol, the same one on their grandmother's necklace. At the party, Charlie accidentally eats nuts and has an allergic reaction. Peter rushes her to the hospital. On the way, a sudden accident occurs. They crash into a telephone pole, and Charlie is decapitated on impact. Peter has a mental breakdown. Annie is heartbroken. Outside the support group, she meets Joan, who claims she can conduct seances to summon spirits. Skeptical yet curious, Annie goes to Joan's house and witnesses a cup moving on its own and chalk writing by itself. Joan teaches her a spell, saying that for a successful summoning, the whole family must be present. Annie returns home and brings her husband Stephen and Peter, using Charlie's belongings to perform the ritual. Candles flare, and Annie becomes possessed. Afterward, strange events escalate. Peter is constantly followed. His reflection shows a creepy smile. Annie becomes irritable and aggressive, and she discovers Charlie's notebook automatically drawing portraits of Peter. When she tries to burn the notebook, she herself catches fire. Realizing it is now tied to her life, Annie searches through her mother's belongings and finds a book called Invocation and Cult Photos. She learns her mother was the leader of the Payman cult, and Joan is also a member. Payman covets male bodies, and followers gain artistic talent and wealth. Annie urgently tells Stephen to burn the notebook, but instead, Stephen is burned to death. Soon after, Annie becomes fully possessed. Peter sees his father's corpse and his mother crawling on the ceiling. Annie violently bangs her head against the attic door before decapitating herself. Peter, in complete mental collapse, jumps out a window and falls unconscious. A mysterious light enters his body. When he wakes up and walks into the treehouse, he sees Joan and other cult members kneeling in worship. Charlie's severed head is mounted on a statue of Payman. They crown Peter. He has become the vessel of Payman. It turns out this was all planned by the grandmother. The strangers at the funeral were cult members. Charlie was possessed since childhood, but because Payman needed a male body, they orchestrated the accident, using Joan to guide the summoning ritual. They finally broke Peter's mind to complete the possession. The family's tragedy was entirely manipulated by the grandmother's cult. Even after death, she was scheming against her own family.